Gaseous exchange in plant. Up to last lecture, we have discussed about the respiratory surface. The next one is an gaseous exchange in the case of a plant. Here you can observe the gaseous exchange into the plant takes place by the process of diffusion. Previously we have discussed diffusion is a process of movement of ion molecules, particles from their higher concentration towards the lower concentration. In the case of terrestrial flowering plant, they have many air spaces in between the cells of their plant parts as stem, leaf and root. Through these air spaces, continuous flow of air is occur. The oxygen get diffuses from the air towards the air spaces through the stomata, and carbon dioxide as well as water vapors are diffuses out from the plant tissue through the stomata into the air. Next, in the well aerated soil, you can observe the oxygen is dissolved in the film of moisture or the water which is present around the root tissue. This water which contains an oxygen, and this oxygen from the water present around the root tissue start to enter towards the plant root tissue cell by the process of diffusion. In the case of woody flowering plants like trees and shrubs, they have an external impermeable bark, and here the gaseous exchange is occur through the small openings on the surface of a stem called as lenticels. Here with the help of a diagram, one can make clear about the stomata and the lenticels. Here the stomatal pores are shown into the given diagram, who gave us an idea about the presence of stomata. And on another side, on the surface of a stem, the small openings are shown called as lenticels. So this is about the organ of gaseous exchange in the case of a plant. The next, if we observe the process of gaseous exchange in the relation of animals. In the case of animals, respiration compared to the plant shows wide variety, because in the case of a plant only you can observe the openings present on the stem in the form of lenticels and opening present on the leaf in the form of stomata. But in the case of animal, depending upon the complexity of organization and the medium in which these animals are residing, it determines the respiratory surface and process of respiration. Here, in the case of animals, you can observe they shows the different respiratory system and transport system related to the respiratory gases. As per the complexity, if we start from the protista, in the sponges, they shows a cell membrane which is helpful for exchange of respiratory gases. In the case of higher animals like Platyhelminthes flatworm, they shows exchange of gases through the moist skin. If we take the Annelida like earthworm, They also shows exchange of respiratory gases through the moist skin. Now, in the case of arthropoda, like class Insecta, they shows a process of respiration through the trachea and through the openings of the trachea in the form of spiracles. If we observe the more higher animals, only from the Insecta like spider, from the Arachnoida, and some other animals, they shows the exchange of respiratory gases with the help of book lungs. Scorpion also shows respiration with the help of book lungs. The next, if we go towards certain higher animals from the amphibia like frog. In the case of amphibia, they residing on the land and in the water. So automatically you can observe they shows an exchange of gases with the help of the respiratory system in the form of moist skin, buccopharynx, and the lungs. So those are the organs which meant for the process of respiration in the case of amphibia. If we take the fish, fish are residing into the water, and inside the water these fish, they perform the process of respiration with the help of internal gills. Now, if we turn towards the terrestrial animals, in the case of terrestrial animal, one can observe the process of respiration is performed with the help of lungs and specialized respiratory system. Like human beings, in other mammals also, they shows a specialized respiratory system for the process of respiration. So in the next point, we are going to discuss about the respiratory system of animals.